Hey guys, it's Daisy Bateman here with the new podcast series, Happy Dais. Each week I will be talking to some of your favourite players and diving into their lives outside of football. To keep up to date with the podcast, check out all of North's socials and visit nmfc.com.au for more content.
Hello and welcome back to Happy Dais. Today's guest is a fellow number 11 with a beard to fear. He lives within an electric scooter ride of the club, was taken as a high draft pick in 2013 as a father-son selection and is one of the loudest at the club. The 2020 Sid Barker medalist and current vice captain, please welcome Luke McDonald. Welcome to the podcast, Luke.
Thanks for the intro there, Days.
What do you think of the rap?
Yeah, didn't mind it. Liked how the electric scooter got a mention.
Yeah, I was prompted on that. Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, well, as you know, parking's pretty tough around here. The inspectors are here most days.
Yes.
We've only got 4-hour parks out the front. So, yeah, I live within a K of the club. So,
Okay.
yeah, just charge a scooter up and
Jeez.
roll in.
Wow, a K of the club.
Yeah, but I had to, obviously last year when I tore my pec, I had to have some time off the scooter, but it's back.
Yeah, right. I love an electric scooter, but they're expensive.
Yeah, got a good deal.
Oh, did
online,
you?
Yeah.
Sponsored?
Nah, not sponsored.
Okay. All right.
Who knows how long it'll go for? It's only been a few months. So.
Well, I thought we'd take it back to the start. You obviously grew up as the son of Donald McDonald.
Yeah.
So,
Still am.
so I mean, you are.
It hasn't changed.
So, do you want to tell me a little bit about growing up as a North supporter, firstly, and how involved you were here with Arden Street?
Yeah, so, I mean, Dad obviously played for North Melbourne from 82 to 92. So, had a North jumper all my life. And, my mum and Dad, obviously were massive North fans. So, North was always a major part of my life. I mean, to be honest, when I was really young, Dad was assistant coach at Hawthorn. So, I did have a Hawthorn jumper as well, but obviously I was a North fan. But I did like a few Hawks players as well. But when Dad moved over in 2004 to North Melbourne, I remember Glenn Archer actually picked me up and took me to training one day and gave me another jumper. So, so then I think from then on it was, as I said, I was always had North in the blood, but from then on it was just, I was a one-eyed North man. And, I see myself pretty lucky to have grown up in like footy club environments. So I reckon, you got the best job in the world, really, just coming in with all your mates, even though, there's a lot of change, especially for us the last couple of years. A lot of the guys I got drafted with and sort of grew up with at the club are all gone now. So now I'm a bit of an old fart and got to try and meet some new mates, but no, I'm loving it.
I'm pretty sure someone labelled you as the oldest young bloke.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's funny because obviously I look a bit older than I am. I'm only 26, so not even in my prime yet. But, a lot of the younger guys are like, when I tell them I'm 26, they're like, what? I thought you were like 30. So I'm like, I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but maybe it's because obviously I must just think I'm very mature.
Yeah, right. I'm sure. What age is your prime?
It's just your next year, I think.
Okay.
So this year's my prime, then when I'm 30, my prime will probably be 31. So you can always get better,
That's a great attitude.
Days.
No wonder you've gotten better over your career.
That's it.
Well, I guess speaking of getting better, I had actually a couple of a bit of a squiz at your stats over the length of your career.
Yep.
Hope you don't mind me saying. A fair bit of inconsistency, some would say.
Yeah.
The career started strong. You got a rising...
Hard hitting here. No mucking around on the podcast.
Well, I've only played like 3 years in the women, so I feel like I'm happy to shoot ammo, but,
All for it.
You started strong, 2014 first year.
Yeah, drafted in 13 and 14 debuted.
So you debuted round one or?
Yeah, round one against the Dons on a Friday night.
Oh, so, that's a dream.
Yeah, it's a pretty funny story actually. So debuted round one against Essendon, massive crowd, and about maybe 7 years earlier, it was round one or round two and on a Friday night, and I was actually the mascot. I ran through the banner against Essendon on a Friday night. So, it was...
It's like foreshadowing your future.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was, it was... I don't know if you're going to bring this up or not, but my first kick was like a massive turnover. I kicked it. I had the ball like 10 metres out from goal, and I just wanted to get it out of there. Kicked it straight to Paul Chapman, who ended up kicking a goal. And all the boys were getting around me, being like, thinking I'd be really sad, but I was just like really happy that I'd actually had a stat, because my biggest fear was like getting subbed on 0 touches, because that's when the sub rule was around, and didn't want to have a debut like Nick Larkey, who obviously he had the big donut, and he'll love me mentioning that. But
sure
Jonathan Brown had a donut on debut. I reckon Boomer might have had a donut or maybe even 1 touch. So
Boomer.
Nothing wrong with that. I might be wrong there.
That's pretty good. I'm sure the people watching will know that better than you.
I'm sure they'll be hitting up in the comments.
Yeah, I'm sure. Do you remember how many touches you had that game?
I think I had
you would know, don't
I think I had. No, I'm pretty sure I had 14.
14's pretty decent.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with 14. So, I mean, I kept my spot, so that was the main thing.
Yeah. So how many games did you play in your first year?
Played 23.
Oh, so you played
played every game. Missed one because I was at gastro down in Tassie, had the sushi.
Oh, God.
Didn't go down well. And then I missed around 20. The last game of the year, they rested like 10 of us. And then I think it might have been against Melbourne. And, then got to play in 3 finals, which is pretty special.
Very special.
Take it for granted a bit when you're young. You think you're going to play finals every year, and haven't played too many since. So.
Yeah. So do you remember what round you got Rising Star on? Yeah,
it was against Sydney. I'm pretty sure it was round 4.
Okay. Yeah, right. So then we'll talk about the down patch of your career.
It's all growth.
I mean,
growth mindset.
Let's say growth. How did you see your career? Like, how do you see it looking back now?
Look, I've had some good years and some not so good years. I mean, I've had a fair few injuries over the journey, which certainly influenced your sort of continuity a bit. But and I've played a number of different positions. But I mean, I like to think that when I go out there, like, all my teammates know what they're going to get from me.
Yep.
I've never really been someone who's like really based my game full on statistics as well. Like, I think maybe earlier in your career, your first thing you do after the game is probably look at the AFL, AFL.com and see what you've had. But the last sort of 3 or 4 years, I've always just, all I really care about is what my teammates and my coaches and family think of me. And I know what role I have to play every week. And it is funny though. I do feel sorry for a lot of the young guys coming through because of like how big Dream Team and Super Coach is, and how many people probably message him about stuffing up their multis and stuff like that. Like, I mean, it wasn't as big, I suppose, in my first couple of years.
It wasn't.
So,
you didn't cop a lot of that.
No, I didn't cop a lot of that. So, I mean, I think my career's been, definitely probably inconsistent, but I know I've got a lot left in the tank. So, I'm pretty excited about this year.
So what would you put you call it inconsistent, what would you put it down to?
I don't know. Well, I mean, go through, whenever I've had a really good clean run of, clean pre-season, got through the year, I've gone pretty well. In particularly first year, and then I think my 4th, I might have come 5th in the BNF, and then I won it in 2020. But I mean, I had a broken ankle and tore my hammy when I caught Cyril. I think that was in my 3rd year. And then, last year tearing my pec. And then there was probably the 1 year where I had a really good preseason. And then I got in a bit of trouble in Tassie on the community camp. We had a few beers, and then I think that was a big contract year for me. So that would have been I think that might have been my 3rd year or something. So I was still pretty young. And I was just, I got really caught up in just worried about the contract and trying to play well and probably not focusing on, my role as such. So, but I mean, what was that? That would have been 2015 or something. So it's a long time ago now. But I like to think all those times you learn so much as well, because I don't think there's many players that have unbelievable years every single year of their career. So
very true.
I like to think that every year you can, even though you might not have a great year on the pitch, there's still so much you can take out of it. So I was lucky in a sense that my first few years, I had so many older guys who sort of looked after me and told me the things that I probably needed to hear. So it was good. And now I like to think that I'm in the position where I'm a bit older. I can help all the young guys coming through. Yeah.
So the older guys that helped you out, who were those kind of guys?
Well, obviously Michael Frito, he was awesome for me. And then even Robbie Tarrant, he was really, really good for me. Someone that I I really respected and like I suppose really cared like about what their opinion of me was. So they were two, but I mean growing up like my first couple of years as well, like seeing like Walsey was awesome, Drewy, Boomer, even Nicky Dell was really good for me.
Yep.
Early days with my kicking, so there's been so many good little role models. Even J-Mac was awesome for me.
Yep.
Especially, in his last couple of years. So, it's been a lot.
And obviously now you're the vice captain.
Higo as well. I better mention Higo. He'd stick up if I didn't mention him. But he was awesome for me, especially in my BNF year. When I started to string a few good games together, like he was really big on like just saying, I told you that you could do this. And, it's always good when you got someone of like his ilk sort of pumping you up. So, he was awesome.
100%. I've actually seen a photo of you and Higo at training. Did you ever get into a little brawl with Higo or something at training?
So, 1 year, like, I was, like, we were always put on each other at training, so, and Higo used to, like, sort of hate when I'd, like, block him off the ball, so, like, I would just, like, wouldn't let him get a clean run. Anyway, one time I, like, lined him up from, like, 10 metres away. It was so dog, and I bumped him, and he, like, went flying, and as he was flying, he flung his arm out, and it, like, hooked into my jumper. So then as he's, like, his momentum going, he's, like, taken me with him. So then anyway, we both ended up on the deck, and he was quite a bit stronger than me. So he was just, he ragdolled me. But which is he brings that up quite a bit. But, he's got that one on me, but I'll get him back.
Yeah, okay. Good mindset.
But, he's always been a good mate of mine, though.
Yeah,
but,
right.
When you go out on the field, you know what it's like, Days. Even at training, it's on. So
100%. And obviously you're the vice captain now. I was just talking to a couple of people that work here, and we were talking about how you and Jai are actually both the vice captains at the moment, and who's going to be the captain next. And we think that Jai's building his profile a little bit better than you on social media, posting of North a bit more. Now, firstly, are you actually on the podcast to promote yourself? Is this what's happening here?
I was invited by you, Days,
okay.
And I've come here as a fellow number 11. But look, obviously, I love Jais as a great leader, and Zeebs is like an awesome captain, and he's been a great captain. And I honestly don't think that like any of us really think about it. You know what I mean? It's just like we just go out and lead and try. And the main thing that like has been big with everyone is like, you don't really need a label at all to lead. Like anyone can lead. So, I mean, I love being in the leadership group. We've got obviously Robbie Tarrant's gone now, but with guys like Benny Cunnington and Kane Turner, like we've got such a good mix of leaders in there. And I suppose it's good having different ages as well. Obviously, like Zeeb's older, probably middle range, and Jais is still young. So it's good. Just it's a really good group, and I mean, we all really respect each other, and I feel like we learn so much off each other. So I'm not one for talking myself up, Days.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
So talk a little bit about your career outside of footy. Obviously, you're quite close with your dad. So do you want to speak about your relationship with your dad and what it's been like growing up?
I mean, like most guys, I suppose. Well, I was very lucky. I've got a very tight relationship with my dad. I'd like to think that, I know he's definitely my best mate. So, but it is funny, like, even though he has always been so heavily involved in footy, he's never been someone that's been like, this is what you got to do. Like, he's never been that dad that's been in the huddle. He's always sort of let me do my own thing and just listen to my coaches. And the biggest thing he always said was just enjoy it and be a good bloke. We're very tight, and obviously now we've started a little family business together, which is McDonald Management and Events. So if anyone watching needs a corporate suite, hit me up on Instagram. Look, I really enjoy it, and I mean, I get told a lot like that we're very similar. Even we had a function last night for the Shinboner Club, and Dad usually hosts it, but I had to host a Q&A, and a few people were saying, gee, you're very similar. So don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I mean, all you ever want to do is be like your dad and make your parents proud. So I'm very lucky. I've got an awesome relationship with my mum and dad, but mum, she's the one who sort of runs the house. Like she's the boss.
Yeah,
so,
right.
you would, like, if when you're in trouble with dad, like dad sort of just gets disappointed at you, but when you're in trouble with mum, like you don't mess around.
Yeah, right. So did you lean on your dad? Like, did you go to him for much advice growing up with footy?
Not really. Like, I mean, I did it, but I mean, I was always really, really lucky with footy. Like, and like I never like, yeah, I suppose like I made like all like the rep sides. I didn't really have I didn't have any injuries. I didn't have any adversity. So it wasn't really any thing I really needed to lean on. And I've always been, and I still to this day have the same thing, that I just go out and enjoy myself. I mean, I've got the best job in the world, and I've always loved footy, and to do it for North is just an added bonus. But I suppose in those down years that you spoke about, I definitely lean on dad a bit, and leant pretty big on like Gavin Brown. He's been awesome for me. He's sort of been at the club for a really long time. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I do speak to him a fair bit now. Like, I do like to call mum and dad after a game, like just on the way home.
For sure.
Especially if you played well. If I don't play well, I probably just keep the phone on silent. But but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good having dad in the position he's in, but also, yeah, mum's probably the one that gives you the spray if you haven't been playing well.
Yeah, right. So your business with your dad, how do you balance that with a full-time job at a football club?
I love it. I think we actually got a fair bit of time outside of footy to do things, and a lot of people probably just play PlayStation or sit in cafes. But I really enjoy actually getting out and suppose networking, meeting new people. It's been tough with COVID, obviously. I haven't been able to expand the network too much, but I feel like it actually really, really helps your footy having that on the outside. I mean, I go to uni as well. I've only got 4 units to go, and then I'm done that degree, which I'm very excited about. It's taken a long time. That'll make mum very happy when that's done. But yeah, I think it's really, really good to have something going outside of footy, because footy's not always going to be going well, and it's good sort of when you leave the house to sort of focus on something outside of footy. So yeah, I absolutely love it, and yeah, we sort of try and make all the boys do something outside the club. But you know, obviously, I'm probably lucky that I've been in the club a while, and I sort of know what how to sort of juggle my time, whereas the young lads are really got to focus on making sure they're doing everything right. So it's a bit of a balance.
Do you reckon you were like that when you were young?
Yeah, when I was like, I did uni from day one. Like, I finished school in 2012, and I had a year before I could get drafted, because I went to school a year early. So like I did uni full time, and then that just sort of rolled into my footy. So I always had that on the side. But I mean, the first 3 years I was living at home, so I didn't have to cook or clean or do anything. I just had to make my bed, which I probably didn't do most days anyway. So it is a bit different for the young fellas now, even though most of them live in host families. But guys are moving out of home, moving into state. Like, I was pretty lucky that I'd spent a year at Werribee, pretty much being at North a couple of days a week. So my first year wasn't really my first year. Like, I was already sort of ready to go. Knew what was required, and so I suppose I had that advantage. But yeah, the first year's, like, a few of the young guys are already doing uni at the club. So
that's great.
Yeah, that's good. We've got a really good sort of switched on few young fellas, so it's good.
And the pressure that comes with AFL, so obviously every AFL player would cop, slack for doing anything wrong, and the game's watched very closely by fans. How important do you think like mental health maintenance is outside of football and inside of football?
Oh yeah, it's massive. I mean, yeah, I'm probably one of the greatest examples, because when that probably didn't even help in my second year when I wasn't going well. Like, my first year, like, obviously had a great year. Everyone was patting me on the back. Second year, like, I just didn't play as well. And then those same sort of people they turn on you pretty quick. So the biggest thing that I've always sort of learned, and I try to sort of explain that to the boys, is that, like, all that really matters is, like, the opinions of your teammates and your coaches and your family, and the people that are really there for you. I mean, they're the ones that are with you every day. They know what, like, you might have 5 touches, but you've dominated your role. Like, you've dominated your man, whereas you've probably only had 10 Supercoach points. So someone's probably going to spray you online, but, like, does that matter? No, because, like, at the end of the day, you want to keep the guys in here happy. You want all the people here to respect you. So, and I mean, that takes a while sort of for that to click in, that it's not all about kicks, marks and handballs. So, mental, like, footy's, there's a lot of a lot of mental in footy because we're like everyone who gets drafted, everyone's talented, everyone's fit, strong, good kick, mark. So like that's probably the difference. I mean, between that's one of the major differences. So yeah, I mean it is massive, and I've seen it firsthand with a number of guys over the journey. So that's why going back to like having something outside of footy as well, so that if footy might not be going well for a period of time, at least you've got something else outside of footy that you can put your time and energy into and escape sort of footy bubble.
Yeah. So. And on that, like, how important is it to connect with your family outside of football, connect with your friends? Because I think it's an environment, even in the women's, that it's really easy to get caught up in, right? It's really easy to kind of like, fall under the bright lights and, think you're God's gift for 5 minutes or whatnot. But how important do you think is to maintain your relationship still outside of football?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're the people that are going to be with you, when you have one touch, let alone 30. So, I'm so lucky. I've got like the best family in the world. Like mum and dad are awesome. Got an awesome partner, Brooklyn, who it's awesome. She's come from New South Wales, so her family doesn't know too much about footy. So even though her gran asked me a lot of questions, which I got no doubt she'll watch this. So hi, Grannis. Like it's awesome having that support network outside of footy. But a lot of my really good mates are guys that I met through footy that have been there, been through it all. Like Benny Jacobs is a really, really good mate of mine, and he's just an awesome sounding board for me. I mean, like you look at him, his career, he was like, he probably should have won 3 or 4 best and fairest, and his career ended because of concussion. So like when I sort of start sweating the small stuff, I talk to him, and it's pretty like it's pretty clear that like what really matters, and the small stuff, it's like it's very, very small. So support networks are massive because they your family, they're there for you no matter what. And I think another sort of good one is you're never going as good as you think you are, and you're never going as bad. So and your family's pretty good at reminding that, especially when you think you're going really well. Yeah,
definitely. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, and someone like Ben Jacobs, obviously him being a very good friend of yours. Yeah. How was that? I guess watching him go through what he did, and how did that affect you and your kind of career?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was tough because he's your best mate, and you just want him to get everything out of himself and everything. Like you never met anyone prepare better. Like in my time at footy, I've never met anyone who prepared as well as him. So it was just so unlucky. But it just makes you just really like appreciate every day you got here because even you look at a guy like Brad Shepherd who's just retired last week. All you can really focus on is like your next day at training or your next game because you don't know what's going to happen. So
it's good point.
Yeah, I never look too far into the future. Everyone says, how you said I was loud and that, but like I just enjoy like every day because it's just like, as I said, I know I'm a North fan and I was growing up, but like we've got the best job in the world. So I know like all the social media and all that stuff comes with it, but it only comes with it if you read it. You know what I mean? You don't actually have to read it. So
it's probably the best way to be though.
Yeah, exactly right. So I mean. Yeah, he's certainly been awesome for me, Benny, and but I mean now he's coaching at Saints, so he's doing really well, and
awesome. So obviously over the years, I don't know how many years have been here. The math is probably
my ninth, going in my ninth.
Ninth, okay. Yeah. So obviously a lot of people have come and gone, right, in your career. How much have you seen the place change, the people change?
Yeah, well, like. So I'm Shimbo in 979, and I think we're up to almost 1,030. So yeah, there's been a lot of guys come and go, even in the last few years in particular. But yeah, I mean, as I said earlier, I was like Dad first came in 2004. So back then we were in like the old change rooms. Like I remember sort of after games, everyone would always go back there, and like you go there, and like it was just so old, and like there was like homeless people sleeping like all around it. Like it was just like even the gym was like leaking. Like whenever you'd go there, there'd be buckets all around the gym, like just catching water. It was like amazing.
It's culture.
We were like an AFL, like an elite, like the best, like arguably like the best athletes in the world, really. And like that. So then you look at that, and then you look at the facility we've got now, and what we're even adding to it, and it's just like it's amazing. We've been so lucky, to have the support from like sponsors and. and our members and it's just the place has changed so much. And even guys, when they first come to the club, they're just like, they just can't believe how good the facilities are. And you spoke about culture. Like, I just think our culture is like the best, in Australia, let alone the world, because like, we haven't manufactured it. Like, it's just real.
Yeah.
So, and it's really hard to explain, but you sort of know when you're in the place what it's like. But I think we're just so lucky to be in the position we are, and then now obviously being debt free, like, I suppose the shackles are released. It's a really exciting time for the club, and Nobes and the boys have got us going in the right direction. We're really excited. Well, I mean, we couldn't get any lower. We did finish bottom, but I think we're really, really excited.
Yep, that's awesome. Let's do some quick fire questions.
Fire away.
All right. So I feel like I know what answer you're going to give me, but what's the favourite goal you've ever kicked?
Favourite goal? Oh, well, it's got to be first.
Yeah.
Against Swans.
Apparently it was in a final. Yeah.
Semi-final. I actually wasn't even playing. I was in that second year. That was in the down year, one of those down years we were talking about. But I actually was first emergency. Robbie Tarrant, like 20 minutes before the game starts, comes into the rooms and like they say, Luke, warm up. And I was like, I didn't think I was any chance. I was sitting down with Ryan Bassanet and we were both drinking chalky milk. Like, we were ready to just like get up and watch the game. So anyway, like, I start, getting my ankles taped, get ready. Like, my first run through was genuinely running through the banner.
Oh my gosh.
And then, we started the game. I know this is quick fire, but this is a good story.
No, this is great.
And then anyway, so I started on the bench, ran on the ground, 5-minute mark. And anyway, this ball like spilled in the back pocket and Dan Hanbury's gone to get it. And I've just I was so eager. I've just flown in, pushed him in the back. So he's had a set shot 10 metres out straight in front, kicks a goal. Benny's looking at me. He's like, what are you doing? But then anyway, about 5 minutes later, we switched the ball, got kicked inside 50. I think Kano handballed me the ball and I just slammed it on the boot and carried on like a pork chop. But
you redeemed yourself.
Yeah, redeemed myself. But I still got dropped the next week, so I couldn't have redeemed myself that well. Tazza came back. But it was definitely a memorable goal. I mean, I think I kicked like 9 points before I kicked a goal. It was like my 40th game. So I thought I was going to be one of those like pub quizzes of like who was the most games played before they kicked a goal. So it was a relief.
That wouldn't be good. That would not be good at all. All right, second one. Hardest person you've ever played on?
Hardest person I've ever played on. It's a bit of a funny one because it was at training, like playing on Lindsay Thomas sometimes. Like when he was like really up and going, like he was unbelievable, like so skillful, so hard. Yeah, he's the hardest I've ever trained on. And he let me know as well that he was making me look like a fool. Like he was, definitely Lindsay,
Do you think that helped you in games, like playing on someone like his caliber?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved like growing up in the first 2 or 3 years at the club, like our team was unbelievable. So I learned so much just from training and just sounds a bit fit just watching what these guys did. Like.
Yeah, love that. That's great. Last person in your team you would room with?
Gee whiz, probably Aiden Bonner. Yeah.
Why is that?
Just you just wouldn't get any sleep. Like he just wouldn't shut up.
Oh,
like,
really?
He'd be talking to me. He'd be like sending you funny things on Instagram and just like. Yeah, he's just one of those guys. You walk in a room and you like both look at each other and you just like start laughing. So.
Oh really? Yeah. He seems so quiet.
I know. This is the thing. See, everyone thinks he's a silent assassin, but
he's clearly not.
No, he's a good man, Bond. I love him.
This is not really quick fire, but what would it mean for you if the girls won a premiership here?
Oh, it'd be bloody exciting. You should have already won one, to be honest. With the list we got, the pressure's on Croc. But no, it's just it'd be exciting. I do think we got the best list in the league. So now it's up to you girls to get it done.
100%.
Come on, Days.
I know, gotta sharpen up. What you actually had a part in the AFLW's expansion,
At the very very start, when you got when you weren't even drafted yet. You still running around for the Chargers.
Yes, the Chargers.
Research.
Yeah.
Like Laura Kane invited me, Taylor Garner, into this meeting, and we were sort of like, it was like breaking up. It was like a list management meeting about who we're going to go after.
Okay.
How there's obviously tiers.
Yep.
Which players were going to go in each tier. I found it really interesting, and then obviously when we started trying to get people, we sort of just give them a call every now and then again and text and just trying to get them down. And I suppose we assembled the best list in the AFLW, so we might have done a good job. But
so it comes down to you and Taylor Garner.
Yeah, we like to take a bit of credit for it.
Yeah, I could imagine.
But we won't take credit till we win the flag. So.
Can you remember trying to get anyone specific in our team? Like really fighting for someone to come over?
Oh, geez, not really.
So you didn't make that many calls?
Yeah, well, I'll say it was my idea, like, to get Jazzy Garner across. Like, that was, that was my idea, yeah.
No chance.
Initially I was like, we've got to get Jazzy Garner because we've got Taylor Garner, so we need a Garner in both AFL and AFLW.
So it wasn't about the way she played.
But now she's just a gun. Like, it's good watching just like how much she just dominates.
Oh yeah, she does, doesn't she? Even in her first couple of years at Collingwood, she played as a forward, so she probably didn't get to play to the extent of where her game's taken her.
Absolutely.
Now she's a
well, she kicked the first goal in AFLW.
She did. So. Yeah, you know your stuff. All right, this one's a good one. Who's your favourite AFLW player?
Well, you, obviously. Number 11.
It has to be, yeah. You're my favourite AFL player.
Best Dukes in the AFLW.
Oh, thank you.
So undersized, but still just clunk him.
All right, besides me, give me another name.
Geez, there's a lot.
Well, obviously, you like Jazzy Garner.
Jazzy Garner's gun. Jenna Bruton,
Jenna Bruton,
yeah. She's very classy, skipper, can't go past Riddell. Got a very strong list there. So
you like the midfielders?
The middies, yeah. Well, they're just guns. So,
who would be your favourite player in the men's team, in your own team?
Gee whiz, that's a tough one. I've got a lot.
Give me one.
Probably Larks.
Really?
No, not Love Larks.
Yeah, okay.
When he kicked his bag against Carlton, yeah, it was an awesome day. But yeah, I love all the young fellas coming through. I mean, love playing with Jizer.
Yep.
Cunners, Zeebs.
Cunners would be my favourite, I reckon.
I mean, probably take, sorry, Larks, actually cut that back. probably Cunners, I mean, being locker buddies, yeah.
And I guess this is the last question I'll give you, but Jackson Archer just got drafted.
Jacko, yeah.
How special is that for someone like you as well? Like, I mean, you've kind of gone through a similar system.
Yeah.
Did you think about giving up your number?
Well, there's a few father-sons that have sort of come through recently. Yeah. I mean, even Joel Crocker.
Yep.
Scotty Bales, he started his career really well, and then Jacko. Did I think about giving up my number? No.
Yeah.
11's mine for the time being. Who knows what'll happen when I'm done.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, when I got offered the number, it was one of the best days of my life. So, hopefully when I'm done, I can hand it over to Jacko. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see where life takes us then.
That's it.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining me, Luke. It's been great.
No worries.
Good luck for the season.
You too.
Thank you.